What's up everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm going to be going over all the mods I've done on this build on the fresh Shedbuilt 002 motor. And without further ado, let's just pop the hood, show you around. Starting with the intake, this is a 3.5 inch HTP intake that goes to my GTX 3076R. This is the 0.2 AR, so it should move quite a bit of air. Also, this is a Gen 2, so it's a dual ball bearing. So I'm excited to see how this turbo does on this platform. I've only heard good things about it. It's a company I haven't really heard before. Usually I'm just used to hearing like Garrett, but we're gonna see how this works. And I'm taking one for the team. If this is a shit turbo, then I take a loss. But if it's a good turbo for our platform, you guys benefit, which you guys should subscribe to thank me. Only thing that was kind of a pain in the ass with this turbo is they didn't really give you a kit like Garrett usually does. So I had to make all my own custom oil feed and drain, as well as the water feed and drain lines. So that took a little bit of seeing what works, what doesn't, but I mean, it works in the end, so I'm happy. For the exhaust, I have an FJP exhaust manifold. This is the T3 flange, as well as a precision 44mm wastegate with a dump tube going right down there next to the alternator. Also, I have the FJP 3-inch catless downpipe. That's the V-band as well, if you can see that in there. Probably not. Not really focusing. I also have a 3-inch catless downpipe from FJP, and that goes to a 3-inch catback. For the intercooler piping, I have an under-out intercooler piping kit. I actually had to kind of makeshift my own because I actually got one from Amazon, I think it was. I think it's a 3-inch piping, which is definitely overkill. So I have it going under-out over here, and then on this side, one of the couplers blew off and destroyed one of the pipes. So I actually sacrificed, if you can see here, that is a CX racing pipe. So it's definitely makeshift, but hey, it works. I also have the Mishimoto M-line front mount intercooler with the custom front mount intercooler bracket, which I did make a video on that. So if you're interested in seeing how to make your own, it's pretty simple. If you have a welder, you're all set. Also down here you can see my XS Power, kind of just a Go Fast Bits knockoff blow-off valve. This is 100% vent to atmosphere. You could do 50, but here I just capped my intake, and so that's just running 100% VTA. You can't really see it, but under here I just have the stock throttle body. It's gonna work fine for my power goals, so figured I'm just gonna save some money there. But right here, because we're running port injection, it was either the JMF intake manifold or the Focus ST intake manifold from Damond Motorsports. They make this kit so you can run this port injection fuel rail. So I have the ST kit. I'm also running their port injection fuel rail, of course, with FIC 1000cc port injection injectors. They aren't hooked up right now. I do have the split second controller over there that we just have to hook it up once it's ready to throw on the dyno at Freektune shop. We have the Fuel Lab fuel pressure regulator, and for all this port injection setup, I do have my split second controller mounted right here on the fuse box. I also have a watt box going in to the glove box. To get all the fuel for my power goals, I mean really anything over 380 wheel horsepower, you're going to need some form of aux fueling, whether that's meth or an in-tank fuel pump or just a separate fuel cell. I'm running from Dirty Water Racing in Boston, Massachusetts. They make a Hellcat fuel pump that just sits right in your tank, just replaces your stock fuel pump. So right here you can see we actually split the feed at the firewall, and one of these lines goes to my high pressure fuel pump, and then the other one comes over here, kind of makes its way around into the port injection fuel rail. So that just makes my life easier, so I don't have to mess around with making space for a separate fuel cell or putting one in the back of the car where the spare tire goes. Just to make my life easier, also invested Shedbuilt. Shout out to Shedbuilt. We got a shed, baby. I'm going to be using that to just fit all my E85 in there, because the closest E85 station from here is like an hour away. Oh, all these fuel lines I got from Hot Rod Fuel Hose. You can find them online. They actually sell a kit with like 20 feet worth of hose. And I mean, all the fittings that they send you, it works perfect. I think I had to buy like one extra fitting. I'm not sure where it was for. It might have been this 90. I think I got one less 90 and one extra 45. I was gonna do a 45 here, but I figured it'd look neater if I just did the 90 here. I kind of wish I did have the JMF intake manifold, just because I didn't realize that you can't, like the JMF, they have a space between each cylinder on the intake manifold. So there's a space here which you can put this wire and you can fit this whole OEM harness down underneath and just tuck it down under there. But with the ST kit, you can't really do that. So I'm going to be going wire tuck. I don't know if I'll either make my own wire tuck or I'll just get one from the guy who makes them on the forum. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out there because this is kind of ugly for now, but it works. So I'm not too worried about it, but just in the future, I'll probably do a nice wire tuck just to get rid of this entire mess. For injector seals, I have the Overspeed injector seals. Also for the O-rings, I have brand new OEM ones I got from Rock Auto. Let's see, I clean and tested my OEM and direct injection injectors, sent them to Freektune, said they look perfect, but just for safety precautions, because I just want to make sure. I mean, you spend all this money on a build, please just clean your injectors, do yourself a favor, get them checked, make sure they're working properly. Okay, now for just odds and ends, my clutch. I have an ACT 6-puck clutch with the Street Light flywheel. Honestly, it's great. My buddy Timmy has a Pro Light, and that thing, I don't know, it's just wicked heavy. I can't really drive it. Like, I don't know. This is so much better. It just feels like a beefier, a little heavier OEM, really. So I mean, I love it. Daily driving it, it hasn't given me any issues yet, so I love this one. Yeah, you can't see that. I have a Damond Motorsports. It's the Pcv Plate, and that goes to my JBR, single JBR, I think is what's Sage 1 oil catch can. I also routed a hose for when I go dual catch can, just to get rid of some of the crankcase pressure. When I do that, I'll be getting rid of this guy, capping the intake, and going right to this guy right here on the valve cover. So just kind of to save myself time in the future, I already routed a hose for when I do go dual catch can. Right here on my intake manifold, I have the Corksport 3.5 bar map sensor, because I'm going to be running more boost than before, so I need a 3.5 bar map sensor. I think 3.5 bar map sensor reads like 35 PSI, I believe. I don't know what Justin's gonna plan to run for boost on this thing, but 35 PSI should be plenty. Also, we have my Grimspeed EBCS right here. I just mounted it to one of the bolts on the high pressure fuel pump housing. Or no, that's the cam housing. Let's see, going in here, you can see we have the access port, the V3 access port, got my face mask, you know, all these safety precautions, you know. Pretty sure that pretty much is everything. These are OZ Ultra Legras on Hankook Evo Ventus V12 Evo 2s. I'm digging these tires. I don't know, probably gonna need to get a little better tire for when we're pushing more horsepower, but for now, I love these things. Okay, now for the engine details, which everyone wants to know, right? So it's bored 88 millimeters. First off, my builder was Shedbuilt Dirty Water Racing. They built the motor. This is their number 2. Timmy's actually running the first motor. This is the second motor. Gotta live the legacy. If you're in New England, hit them up because they're local. It's a local builder. Support your locals, especially during this time of coronavirus. Let's see. I'm going to be just reading this off because I can't remember all of this. Board 88 millimeters. It's line honed. Crank was balanced and polished. Thank you, Pat, for that. It has a stock head, but it was also redecked, rechecked, stock valves, stock cams, Manley H-beam rods, and their Platinum Series pistons, which are 88 millimeters. OEM main bearings, Clavite rod bearings, is that how you say it? I don't know. ARP 200 main studs, Freektune H11 head studs, balance shaft delete, oil baffle, and the OEM head gasket. That OEM head gasket, it should hold up. I mean, once you're in like 700 horsepower, yeah, you'll probably want to get like a Cometic head gasket. But for this OEM head gasket, Pat thought it should be fine, so we'll see how it holds up. I mean, I was doing some reading. I kept reading that really the only thing that kills the OEM head gasket is just a bunch of watt box pulls. So I'm going to be drag racing it, but it's not going to be a drag car. Like, this is honestly, this I want to just be a nice street car. I'll take it out on nice days, daily driving in the summer. Yeah, I just want this car to be just a killer daily, something that's just fun, and I don't have to worry about breaking axles when I launch at the drags. Guys, it's a sad day. Loco Coco's isn't open and they don't have nachos, but back on with the video. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, we were having a lot of issues. Sorry, Justin, if you're watching this, for all my noob emails. But don't worry, I'll make it up for you. Lobster's coming on Dyno Day. Originally, I was going to run a 4-inch intake, but then I realized that I would need a custom battery box. And I was like, I don't really want to mess with that right now. I mean, I was waiting to get a welder so I could just make my own. Now I have a welder, so we'll make our own someday. But also, I'm pretty sure a 3.5-inch HTP intake has gotten people to like 600 or 650, I want to say. So, I mean, a 4-inch intake was really overkill for what I'm kind of going for. But yeah, so when I got sent the tune, I forgot that I put 4-inch intake when I actually had a 3.5, so the fuel trims were all off. Like, it was whack. So yeah, there was that issue. Let's see, had a fuel leak at one of the injector seals. I don't know how, but I guess I just didn't put the fuel rail on evenly enough. So I put new O-rings on those. Let's see. Oh yeah, another thing was my exhaust manifold. You can see right here, this is one had to get re-welded. There are actually a few leaks on this exhaust manifold, so we had to get that touched up. Trying to think of what else. There were so many things. Let's see. Oh, when we had the downpipe on, I don't know what was up with it, but it was just not lining up correctly at all. It was either we had to rotate this 2-bolt flange, but we ended up just cutting that off, cutting the end off of my catback and just welding a V-band to it. So I have a V-band catback now, which I guess is nice in case I ever have to take it off. So yeah, there was that. Yeah, there was just a lot of things. Oh, these injectors, they're tall and they're not the right height for this Damond Motorsports fuel rail with their bracket. So what we had to do, we had to put a bunch of washers on this, because when we first started it, it was just spewing fuel out at Phil's face. So yeah, that was leaking. I mean, this was leaking, the fuel rail, fuel pressure regulator was leaking. So there was just a lot wrong with it. I mean, I feel so bad for this car because it has one hell of a break-in period. But it runs great now, so I'm hyped. Dyno Day will be early to mid-June, confirmed. We have a date, but yeah, I'm probably gonna make like a kind of a vlog just with the whole entire day, because it should be a lot of fun. A lot of people are gonna show up, and they're gonna be bringing some lobsters, steamers, having a good old time. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, Justin looked at the base map logs and he said the car's running good, so I should be good on this map until we go to the dyno. But until then, I'm just going to be doing a lot of engine braking and just kind of taking this car through the steps of breaking it in. So maybe I'll make like a break-in procedure process for if you get a built motor. Let me know how much you guys think this car will make on some E30 blend. I think we're going to do an E30 blend. But yeah, let me know what you guys think this car will make for horsepower. My goal was 500. I've heard this turbo was like a 600 to 700 horsepower turbo. So I don't know, but that's probably crank horsepower anyway. But I don't know. My goal was 500, 550-ish, but let me know what you guys think this car will make for horsepower. We'll probably make a few more videos before dyno day. I mean, I might do a custom battery tray. I'm not sure. I mean, I really don't need to, but with this whole coronavirus thing, I really don't have much to do anyway, so looking for all these little projects to do here and there. But yeah, she's pretty much wrapped. Maybe I'll make my own wire tuck or something. But yeah, a few videos coming out before dyno day, so stay tuned for that. Also, I'll be posting more on my Instagram on this car now that it's running. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying the build. I'm stoked to see this thing back on the road. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Please hit that subscribe button, helps me out. Leave a like. See you guys in the next one. Peace.